You wake up. Right away you make your daily rush to the mirror to see if anything's changed. Nope, your hair's still gone. It wasn't always like this. Once upon a time, you had a glorious, flowing mane, the kind of hair that made girls swoon and Master Roshi jealous. You looked good. You had that effortless, windswept, messy but impeccably styled look, like if Sasuke actually conditioned properly. But you just had to train your luscious locks off, didn't you? 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day. No cheat days, no conditioner, just raw discipline. Your muscles screamed, your bones cracked, your scalp cried out for mercy, and then, one day, after an ungodly session of squats, you looked in the mirror and saw the unthinkable. You look like a peeled egg with eyebrows. To get back some of your confidence, you tried wigs. Big mistake. Instead of reclaiming your former glory, you ended up looking like a rejected contestant on RuPaul's Drag Race. But at least you had unfathomable power. The world bends to your fists. Physics are a mere suggestion and time a mere inconvenience. You're so fast that you've punched people across dimensions by accident. If you tried to go all out, you'd probably erase the entire solar system. Your normal punches are near infinite in power, and yet none of this power, none of this strength, none of this godhood could bring your hair back. It's bad enough that you're violently bald, but it seems like life loves kicking you while you're down. The Hero Association acts like you don't even exist. But then again, it might not be entirely their fault. See, the Hero Association ranks heroes based on battle records and achievements, which sounds fair, except for one tiny little problem. You're too OP. Your fights end too quickly. There is no battle record when the battle lasts less than a second. You punch a world-ending monster and poof, it's gone before the cameras even turn on. And since no one's there to see how strong you are, your achievements don't count. So where does that leave you? After years of heroism, after saving the entire planet multiple times, you're stuck at A-class rank 39, the bottom of the A-class barrel. Meanwhile, guys like King, who can't even throw a punch without pulling a muscle, are worshipped like legends. To the Hero Association, you're just that weird bald dude. It's all PR and image, you see. They want flashy fights, dramatic struggles, heroes who look good on posters. What they don't want is some bald dude eliminating world-ending threats before they can even sell action figures on Funko Pops. Heroes like you just don't fit the brand, and since you don't bother with self-promotion, you stay unknown. No interviews, no flashy costumes, no sponsorship deals. Meanwhile, some B-class hero who once stopped a purse snatcher is getting TV deals and brand endorsements like they're the second coming of Blast. Oh, and get this, the public hates you. Not because you're bad at your job, but because every time you save the city, there are unintended consequences. So now, whenever you save people, instead of "Wah! Arigato, Hage-san!" which means "Wow, thank you, bald man," instead you get "Watashi kara hanarete kudasai, tamago no ido," which means "Get away from me, Eggman." You know what? Fine. Let them have their dumb heroes and their dumb rankings. You're not out here trying to be the richest celebrity. You don't need people's validation, and you sure as hell don't need their approval. You'll keep doing what you do best, punching problems out of existence. Some guys are lone wolves because they're nonchalant Sigma males like me. You know, the cool, mysterious, and silently dominant type. Unfortunately, Saitama is a lone wolf because nobody likes being around him. In fact, he's so alone that the only thing he's got going for him is the weekly supermarket discount. It's not just being with you that blows, it's actually being you. Nobody told you that life with infinite strength isn't actually fun. Simple tasks like eating get complicated. You pick up a rice ball too hard, and suddenly there's a new constellation on your ceiling. Going to the bathroom? Don't even think about it. One time you sneezed while peeing and they had to rebuild half the city block. Shaking hands with regular folk? Not a chance. You once gave a father of 4 a gentle pat on the back, and now you're paying alimony for 4 orphan babies. You live in constant fear of 2 things. Accidentally breaking the world, and walking into the grocery store a minute late and seeing that the 50% off sticker has been peeled off the last packet of chicken thighs. That's just the kind of man you are now. But you know what might take the biggest hit? Your sex life. Not that you ever had one, but back when you had a full head of hair, you had the looks, you had the kind of face that should have made things easy. You had potential. But now, with your hair gone, even those stolen glances have disappeared. Now, you're too insecure to make eye contact with any female. No amount of positive affirmation masculinity videos on YouTube could ever solve that. The first time you got laid, it wasn't even real. It happened in a dream, but damn, it felt real. This was the raw passion you never got to experience in your waking hours. As you kept going, you thought you had it under control, but the moment you let your primal side take over, oops, you give up. You can't afford to take that risk in real life. For all you know, that dream was a vision. You've come to accept that you're too powerful for intimacy. Technically, that makes you an incel, so you spend your nights alone, watching late-night infomercials, reading discount flyers. No wonder you have 0 friends. Okay, maybe you have a few, but they're all weirdos, if we're being totally honest. Like King over there. The world thinks he's the strongest man alive, but in reality, he's just some dude who's really good at video games and really good at being lucky. He hangs out with you, sure, but you have a feeling that's just because he's too scared to say no. And Genos here does nothing but gaze at you all day. He follows you around like a lost puppy and calls you master, but when he thinks no one's listening, he calls you his Pookie Bear. Your grocery store lady is probably the closest thing you have to a normal friend. She doesn't care that you're a hero. She just rings up your groceries, tells you about upcoming sales, and complains about her bad knees. Small talk with her is the deepest you've ever gotten to know anyone. You'd think that having saved the world multiple times, you'd get some perks, right? Like an apartment, a paycheck, a free hair transplant? Nope. You still live in a tiny, one-bedroom apartment in the middle of nowhere. You're broke, rent's due, your bank account's on life support, and the only thing in your fridge is an expired egg that's been eyeing you like you stole his look or something. Being a hero doesn't pay, so you figure it's time for a real job. You know, something normal. Something that doesn't result in the destruction of entire blocks of the city. Seems simple enough, right? You start with a delivery job. Grab a package, take it to the customer, get paid. Easy. The wind howls like a freak storm, and before you even realize it, the package is already at its destination. And so is every package in the whole warehouse. The delivery manager stares at you, speechless, as the remnants of a shattered building flicker in the background. You, as usual, are oblivious to the magnitude of your actions. You were just doing your job, so you were fired. Next you try construction. How hard can laying some bricks be? This way you get to rebuild everything that you destroy. So you pick up a brick, tap it down real nice and gentle, just like they told you to. The whole building comes down. The foreman looks at you like he's seen the apocalypse. You try to apologize, but the ruins are still smoldering. Fine. What about chef's assistant? Surely you can't mess this up, right? You're just chopping vegetables. You pick up a knife, cut through a carrot, and suddenly, the cutting board is nothing but dust. The manager's eyes go wide. Okay, just take orders. This seems simple enough. A customer orders ramen, and you set it down in front of them. The bowl explodes, soup everywhere, people are covered in broth. You don't know what went wrong, but you're handed a legal notice instead of a paycheck. Fine. Janitorial work. Time to clean up your own mess. You grab a mop and swipe it across the floor. The tiles turn into particles. The walls start to crumble. The janitor's boss sprints in and fires you before you even finish mopping. You're out in 30 seconds. King suggests babysitting, but then you remember the baby in the car you pulverized. You fall into a downward spiral. By the end of the week, you've lost 4 jobs, racked up insane damage fees, and been flagged as a public hazard. You somehow end up with less money than before. You trudge home, open your fridge, and eat the lonely expired egg. Better than nothing, right? You check your Hero Association inbox. There's a new message. Please stop destroying public property. You realize in that moment, there's only one job you'll ever be good at, and it doesn't pay you. It's not fair. It's just not fair. Guys like Goku get everything. They fall in love, start families, live in big houses, and get epic transformation names with fancy titles. The gods worship him. He gets statues. You save the planet before breakfast, and you get funny looks, and complaints, and bills. But if you fought him, oh, it'd be over before you even realized it, no doubt. You can already see it now. He charges up a Kamehameha, grinning like it actually means something. You don't move. It hits you, vaporizes mountains, makes the whole planet tremble, and when the smoke clears, you haven't budged an inch. Maybe your cape flutters slightly in the wind. Maybe you yawn. You're so cool. He powers up. Super Saiyan, Ultra Instinct, Super Duper Instinct, Tax Fraud Instinct, whatever. His hair turns white, then silver, then a they-them blue of hue. He moves faster than light, but somehow, you're already behind him. He swings. Then you flick him on the forehead. Next thing you know, he's in orbit. He screams. He powers up even more. The universe shakes. Galaxies spiral out of control. Gods are sweating. Vegata's watching from the sidelines screaming. Then you throw one punch. Not a serious punch, just a normal one. And that's it. The explosion makes the Big Bang look like a sneeze. Goku's not dead, but he's gone. The Dragon Balls flicker and shut off. They're not reviving that. And what do you get after proving you're the strongest being in all of fiction? The sound of your morning alarm. You wake up. Right away, you make your daily dash to the mirror to see if anything's changed. Nope, your hair's still gone. If you enjoyed this story, why not share it with a friend?